My own brothers died tragically as well, truth be told. It was 1868, and me and my older brothers were pulling a tidy profit running cattle into Juarez, Mexico. One night after my brothers retired for the evening, I found a little poker game in a cantina with a couple of cowboys. And I just couldn't lose. I even won an old Spanish coin that had to be 100 years old. Well, I was mighty pleased with myself the next morning as my brothers and I rode for Texas. But before we crossed the border, those cowboys caught up with us. It was Johnny Ringo, Roscoe Bob Bryant, and another asshole named Jim. They wanted their money back and everything else we had, including our lives, as those boys didn't want us coming for them later. Bob put that old Spanish coin in my mouth and said, "I won't have it said that I left you with nothing, boy." Well, those horses bolted, and there we hung as those bastards rode away. The branch finally snapped under the weight of the three of us, but being my older brothers were bigger and heavier, they were already dead. And right then I swore to myself that I would avenge them. Ringo you know about. But Bob eluded me, until I heard he was riding with the Wild Bunch. I'd been on their trail for months, ever since they left their hideout in the Bighorn Mountains. Led by Butch Cassidy, they were a loose association of outlaws who robbed banks and trains from Colorado to Montana. Among them was the Sundance Kid, and that murderous hombre I was tracking, Roscoe Bob Bryant.
Were you a part of that giant Pinkerton posse after the Wild Bunch?
No, boy. A circus like that would have slowed me down. Besides, I wanted Bryant all to myself. I'd heard about a large shipment of gold being transported to Wilcox, Wyoming on the Overland Flyer. I figured the Wild Bunch would likely hit such a treasure, and by God, I figured right.
Greetings, I'm Caffeine Rage, and you're gaming with Rage. And looks like we have a good reason for a vendetta. Two older dead brothers, and we're after their murderer. But first, let's spend a quick skill point, and then we're gonna go after the Wild Bunch. Probably one of the more famous gangs, actually, outside of course, Billy the Kid. And it sounds like the party's already started.
With the intention of forcing the train to stop. Well,
yeah,
I assumed the
looks like a
Wild Bunch
dent.
was likely in the still intact part of the train high above, so I had no choice but to make my way up through the passenger cars dangling down. I was determined to make that sumbitch Bob pay for what he did to my brothers.
Really, I can't blame him for being so pissed off. Even though I doubt this is going to have a happy ending. Alright.
I found the device they used to blow the tracks, so I knew I was headed in the right direction.
Huh. Nice little extra piece of info there. That I'm not sure would have triggered if I hit that.
Ringing from blowing up that bridge. What'd you say? I can't hear a god.
Well, I made my way off unscathed, came upon a few members of the gang and had no choice but to dispatch them. From there, I had to negotiate an even more precarious route. But first, I would need to get my ass out of there.
Wow, they left a lot of dynamite here.
Jumped from the frying pan into the fire as the train was fixing to fall.
Okay, I need to take a couple steps forward before the end of that cutscene. least I don't think I backed up.
I'm the gang, but in order to find old Bob, I needed to fight my way forward past a whole passel of desperados. Outside, inside, any way I could, I made my way towards my prey.
Well, what about the passengers?
It was mostly a freight train, as I recall. There were no passengers aboard that day.
Huh. Wonder if that changes if I don't just break open the door. Alright, that's a rifle like I already have.
As I mentioned before, I am not fond of heights. But I was too busy dodging bullets to worry about falling to my death. Odds were I was likely to die that day anyway. So I was determined to take down as many of those bastards as I could.
Okay, close quarters, that's not going to work all that well. I am tempted to pick up a shotgun if one presents itself, like right there. Oh, so tempting. But no, I think the golden gun.
Times it was like shooting ducks in a shooting gallery. The only difference is these damn ducks shot back.
Whoa. Okay, I don't know that character, or that, I guess I should say person, not character, offhand, but always cool to find little pieces of lore. Yeah. Just fall along the edge, or? No? Oh, don't tell me I'm stuck. There we go. Oh. Looked like I would just be able to bounce on that, but I completely missed the ladder. What is wrong with me?
The law would show up and give me a
You
hand.
mean like that giant Pinkerton posse that I read about? Did they come riding in, guns a-blazing to help?
Help? From the Pinkertons? No, son. I had to fight the wild bunch all by my lonesome, as usual.
Who the hell is that? Take cover! Retreat! Retreat! He's killing everybody! That enemy's your maker. They'll kill us all!
Man, those shotgunners do not go down to one shot, and they are nasty. Yeah, it's funny how the West would have been completely different if this guy wasn't around, huh?
Brother,
Hell of a lot of experience for a headshot after a couple guys, huh? I just happened to turn around there. I got lucky.
My guess is those dime novels didn't portray this as it happened, did they?
Man, it's dark as hell in here.
Only a few stragglers.
Another Gatling gun?
Cut them down pronto if I was going to stay on old Bob's trail.
Well, if it works once, I guess do it again, huh? There's the guy over there. Just how big was this gang? Couldn't quite spot that guy until it was too late. Should have dropped out the Gatling gun and ran for it. Got some health back. You have to admit though, it is fun just to mow everything down. And I think that's the guy that cost me last time. No, it was after this. It was probably him. Okay, there we go.
Once I silenced all those guns, I went searching for my nemesis, determined to finally have my justice. But the only survivor who welcomed me was George Flat-Nose Curry.
Who was he?
The fastest gun in the gang. Right after Sundance, I mean.
Oh, goody,
And Kid
another
Curry,
duel.
And maybe Elsie Lay. Though some folks might dispute that. On that very same day, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid decided to leave the Wild Bunch behind and decamped for South America. They ended up living down there for many years, but I'm sure you already know all about that.
Well, that was a pretty short one. Actually, kind of shocked that it ended that quickly. I was expecting a bit of a longer mission, but it seems like mission lengths kind of go a few short ones, then a long one, then it goes to a few short ones again. At least it doesn't seem like I'm having a problem with duels in this difficulty level. Even though I really don't like the dueling system. I'd just much rather have a normal boss fight, but that's just my personal preference, I guess. Anyway, it's enough for me just complaining about the game. Well, I guess, you know, airing my minor grievances. Overall, I'm enjoying it so far. And with that, I will bid you adieu. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.